And the last team to hit home on, Man United, of course. They've had a very up and down, tumultuous, however you want to call it, 2021 season. A lot of bright spots actually coming out of it, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. They obviously didn't perform the way they wanted to.
Yeah.
Aside like United, they want titles, they want wins. That's kind of what they expect. They finished like low key finished second last season. I
Yeah.
kind of forgot about that.
Yeah. I was looking at it too, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like second last season.
I mean, they were off by like 10 points from City.
Yeah. Yeah. And they still made a really good run.
Yeah.
But still, if they were to finish it this season in second, it would be like the biggest accomplishment for them. Obviously, I
Yeah.
don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. I said bright spots, like obviously bringing in the likes of Ronaldo and Jadon Sancho.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was at the cost of the manager when you look at it. But I think going forward with Rangnick at the helm, I think they're in a better place with Sancho and Ronaldo with Rangnick as they were with Sancho, Ronaldo, and with Solskjaer.
Yeah.
I think they got very complacent with Solskjaer. They, again, like coming off a second place finish last season in the league, coming off a Europa League final, which they ended up losing, but still coming off the final, they kind of had some like momentum coming into this season, and then it was just a collapse.
Yeah.
The first half of the year. And I think under Ragnick, it's going to be almost like a tale of two seasons, just into the performance level of the team. I mean, 4 wins out of the last 5, nothing to slouch at.
Mm-hmm.
They're slowly trying to turn that goal differential a little more positive than what it used to be. I mean, I think it was like hovering around 1 or 2 or like -1 for a little while, but now it's +4. So they're trying to score more goals. They're trying to concede less, which is basically all you want with the team. But I mean, sitting at 31 points, he's 22 points off of first place. Like clearly, there's no way of coming back. There's no way of them guaranteeing their spot in Champions League. I mean, those top 3 have kind of solidified between City, Chelsea, and Liverpool. 7 points separate third and fourth between Liverpool and Arsenal. So I don't think, they're going to like guarantee their spot into that top 3 space. I mean, they could fight still for number 4. They still could fight for Europe between the likes of West Ham and Tottenham. But 2021 as a wrap for United, where are we standing?
I mean, definitely a better spot than, and like you said, they did finish second last year, but I think the fact that they didn't have an identity caught up with them this year. So I would say even after everything that's happened, they are in a decent spot. They have a good manager. They have a good system and players. So I think they're set up to at least contend for the top 4 with Solskjaer. It kind of looked like it was spiraling out of control. So It's tough to say. We'll see next month or 2 where Man U really lies. Yeah, it's one of those wait and see type things. It's very hard to say. Still early stages with Ragnarik.
Yeah.
Just came in. Yeah, he's gotten quite a few wins. But, we'll see, when things get tough, if he can still bring the team together.
Santi?
I mean, yeah, like you were saying, being 4 points back from Arsenal with 2 games in hand, making up that ground, all of a sudden you're sitting in 4th and you're in a really good spot.
Yeah.
And with the really good run of form and even watching them play, they look so much more balanced. They're really performing well in games. And I think it's going to be a good year if they can keep this up. I do still think there's a lot of gaps they need to fill in, specifically in the McFred area of the field and in defense. I don't really know what's going on with Maguire. He was always really solid, and he's just been kind of
exposed
a little bit. Yeah. So I think, they have Luke Shaw at the back, and they have a number of players that can play on the right side. So I think some shuffling in the middle of the park for them is going to go a long way. And other than that, I think they're set. As long as Ronaldo keeps playing well in the system that Ragnarik has, because I know his system is really inclined to young, energetic players. But Ronaldo is just as energetic as any player when he wants to win as bad as he does.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a good year for them as long as they can fill in those gaps. I don't know who they're going to bring in unless they just get Pogba back to playing as he was, because right now he's just completely out of the team.
Yeah, we can't forget that now with the new year, with January coming in, new transfer window for teams to splash the cash, right?
Yeah.
Try and fill some of the holes we were talking about. Tottenham, like we said, maybe fill some gaps. Arsenal, maybe bring in a veteran player. And then, United. I'm trying to shore up that midfield because, having McTominay and Fred, aka McFred, together, that's not a really good winning formula, I don't think. I think McTominay can hang. I think he's almost like a Michael Carrick of now. He's very aggressive. He doesn't get forward very often, but if he does, he can contribute kinda here and there.
Yeah, and he did prove that.
Yeah, no, for sure,
goal, right?
For sure. So I think he's kind of going to stay for the future, and obviously being a lot younger than Fred, his name's kind of more secure on the team sheet. It's finding that other piece, right? It's finding that shored up midfielder. I mean, I don't want to say a Pogba replacement because Pogba's obviously still there. He's been hurt a couple of weeks. He was kind of getting pushed aside. Even when Mourinho was there, he was getting pushed aside, and Solskjaer kind of didn't choose him as often as he would like to be picked in the starting 11. But like you said, if they can get him going, I mean, that's a world-class player, 100%.
Yeah.
He's someone who they can feed off of and build around as well. And I think when Solskjaer was there, it was like we said before, tons of times, no identity. It was either they're going to be super attacking and be exposed at the back, or they're going to be super defensive and just sit back and not really produce anything going forward. And in a little time that Rangnick is there, we've seen some glimpses of balance in the side where it's it's not super attacking, it's not super defensive, it's very steady across the board. And they take their chances when they come. They don't try and overachieve and create chances out of nothing and get exposed. And I think that's kind of what Rangnick brings to the team. So it's just composure. It's just settling down and cooling the team because they just want to run wild at times, I think.
Yeah.
Players like Rashford and Greenwood and Martial and Sancho, they just want to get the ball and just run. But you have to slow the play sometimes. You have to be more composed. You have to build up the play like City does or Liverpool or Chelsea. You can't just be always run and gun, because then if you turn the ball over too quickly, your defense and your midfield are not good enough to stop a counterattack.
Yeah.
Or a heavy pressure. Yep. So I think under Rangnick, it's going to kind of slow down a little bit the play. And like I said, they squeaked out 4 wins out of 5 with the draw mixed in there. So they haven't dropped a game yet, I don't think, under him in the Premier League. So obviously they're trending forward.
Yeah.
I mean, the games that they have won, I think they've squeaked out 1-0s, 2-1s. They're very close games still.
Yeah.
They haven't really shown a dominant performance. But I mean, in with United right now, they're not looking for that. They're not looking to dominate. They're not looking to just crush teams, and they're not expected to, make this giant leap forward. They're still figuring themselves out.
Yeah.
So I mean, any positive result from their camp is obviously a step forward. And I mean, they had the pieces there for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's funny because it feels like there's so much potential just lingering at Man U, especially with Pogba just being out of the team with injury, but he was also being left out a lot with Mourinho, where if they can just get the best out of what they have, they would be super dangerous. It's just that's the struggle they're having right now, is just getting everyone playing at their best. Hopefully Ragnick can kind of bring that out of everyone. And I think honestly he is probably the guy that could. But yeah, we'll see. I do honestly think if they finish in Champions League, there's going to be serious talks of just leaving Ragnarsson as a coach.
Yeah.
But of course, that's just speculation. You never know who they could bring in. I don't really see who they could with who's available. But
money
what
talks, though, man. Money talks. I mean, the pedigree of United too, right? The club and the name, that can swing a lot of people's votes. I mean, that can swing a lot of people's decisions in leaving their clubs, even if they've been there for a long time. I mean, Zidane right now is a free agent, right?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to go, though.
I don't know either, but he gets slide in there. I mentioned Diego Simeone out of nowhere. I don't know where the hell that came from, but I'm like, Atletico's kind of like found their balance. They're not really doing too good, too bad.
Yeah.
Mix it up a little bit. Come to United. He knows
we'll
he knows
see
how to
what
win,
happens. It's true. I mean, he's got a lot of Champions League experience. He's done a lot of good things with Atletico. That would be an interesting thing.
I hope that happens. Like that, I pulled that literally out of my ass. Like one day, I was just like, Simeone.
Like, yeah, why not? Right?
Why not?
Yeah, big profile move to United, and he ends up being the guy.
That'd be wild. I mean, going back head to head with Pep again. Whew.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
It'll probably be, honestly, it'll probably be Poch to Man U and then Zidane to PSG. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I see that.
Ooh,
probably agree with that as most likely scenario.
Yeah, I heard that from somewhere. That wasn't me.
Yeah, Poch knows the game. He knows the game.
Yeah,
maybe it's got potential.
Yeah, even though it probably should have been Conte to
United,
Man U, and then Poch back to Tottenham.
That would have been the play. Yeah,
but
I think United
dragged their feet, waited too long, and now.
Well, I mean, Tottenham played their cards though, man. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Pulling away from United.